Alright, Niles. In my personal opinion, the best SMG4 villain. I do not care what anyone says about like Mr. Puzzles or anything like that. Niles is the best one. I don't care what anyone says. Where should we put Niles though? Imagine if I just put him ahead of Axel. Niles is the one who killed Axel. I put Destiny and Francis next to him. Imagine if I put Niles and Axel next to each other. You know what? I'm actually gonna do it. There we are, done. Alright, SMG Zero. Bro, this guy had like one actual appearance in his actual form, so because that you're just going in B, but because you're in SMG you get bonus points. Because you're Laurel, you get bonus points. Congrats. SMG 1 and 2, I hate the fact how they're joined up and not just like split up, because if they were, I'd put SMG 1 in B and SMG 2 in C. So fuck what I just said about being in SMG a second ago. But I'll put them in B. I'll put them in B just because of SMG 1. Like, SMG 2 just got carried by SMG 1. So there's that. The Box Club leader. Got the same voice actor as SMG 1, so you go right next to him. Miyamoto. Both like human form and also the cloak form with a massive head. You're going B as well, to be honest. Lawyer Kong, you get bonus points for being the last SMG4 villain to not be Mr. Puzzles related in any way. So because of that, you get B. I'm just giving everyone Bs at this point. At this point, the entire tier list should just be fucking B. One Shot Ren, once again, get straight in B. I'm putting everyone in B. Marty is also going in B, however, he is better than... I'm going to put him... I do like Marty. I'm gonna put him here for now. Probably going to move him again soon. The Death Fridge, once again, going in B. I've so many B tier characters, man. What the hell? What is wrong with me? Alright, and now finally, we move on to Mr. Puzzles. By the way, I've skipped ahead a bit. I've rearranged some of the characters on the tier list, and also I've put some others on. But I just didn't feel like actually putting them in the video. So, yeah, also these characters down here, past Mr. Puzzles, like Enzo and Toadette, I just can't be asked to do them. So, anyway, Mr. Puzzles. Okay, now here's the thing about Mr. TV Head here. Now, if you've been on the channel for quite a while, you would know that I've not been the biggest fan of this guy. Particularly at the start of the year. Yeah, this was like 2024 now, Mr. Puzzles. If this was just 2024 Mr. Puzzles, he would honestly go straight in C tier. He might even be, nah, actually, I won't be that mean. He would not go in D, but he'd probably be in B. However, 2025 did do him justice. Because, okay, well, let's just talk about the arcs of Mr. Puzzles real quick. Puzzle Vision, he was good originally, but then the first 10 minutes of Puzzle Vision, he got ruined and turned into a massive pussy. So, yeah, that didn't really do him any favours. Then Meme Factory, I mean, his dynamic with Leggy was alright, I guess. But nothing much to it. And then What If 2024, they just practically repeated that. So, yeah, you got done quite shit there. And then we go on to 2025 now, and I actually did like the way they brought him back at the end of Silence of the Cats. I thought it was actually a good way to bring him back, because it was like they showed that they kind of made it obvious that he was still in prison. However, some people just still thought he was out of prison. They were kind of stupid for thinking that. And then Guns and Puzzles, like that whole arc, like I actually started to like Mr. Puzzles because he was written way better. Also, I loved his dynamic with Weapons and Toomp. And, I love that trio. That trio is just a really good trio, and it's one of the main reasons why I actually like Mr. Puzzles now. It's because Weapons and Toomp, I think they bring out the best of him, to be honest. So, yeah. And then What If 2025, yeah, I mean, my opinion didn't really change on him. It kind of just stayed the same, although that's a good thing in this case scenario. So, at the end, I've decided to give Mr. Puzzles A tier. I've put him ahead of Niles, but But, like, this isn't a villain's tier list. If this was a villain's tier list now, Niles would be all the... Not that's Axel. What the hell? No, Niles would be all the way in S. He'd be at the top of S if this was a villain's tier list. But it's not. It's a character tier list. So, this is my ranking. By the way, just like to say real quick. Hope you have a Merry Christmas. Just thought I'd say it. Just so it doesn't show that I'm not an evil, massive prick. Like, so, Merry Christmas. And yeah, another thing, they've actually released the premiere for the final of SMG4, and it's simply just titled The End. To be fair, it's a pretty fitting name, seeing as, well, it is the end, so it makes sense. Also, it's 35 minutes long. Like, it's been leaked. It's 35 minutes. I'm gonna be honest, I would have liked for it to be a bit longer, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. Also, another thing real quick, because I said I was going to include this in a community post, but on the screen right now is a render of what I did on Sunday of like the SMG4 crew plus Puzzles, Weapons and Toon celebrating Christmas. Also, if you actually did see the community post, you would notice that I said in it was a pain in the ass to get the Christmas hat on Melanie. And that is true because of her hair. That's why I had such a massive problem, and you can kind of tell... If you look really closely at it, like, it's really, like, the placing of the hat is, like, it's just above her head, but it's not that noticeable. So in the end, I was like, fuck it. And so that is the picture. And by the way, there will be I'll make one more video on Saturday. Well, Saturday or Sunday, like, after the movie's uploaded. It'll be one big, like, grand finale video of SMG4. Not for this channel, but, like, my final thoughts on SMG4. And, yeah, I'll probably just leave it for that video, to be honest, of what I'm going to say. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. So...